Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Chris Maloney once again for CWN, and this is CWN Predicts WWE Payback 2020 taking place live tonight, WWE Network from the WWE Thunderdome, live at 7 o'clock tonight. So this is the prediction show, and 8 big matches have been announced so far. It should be a good show. It's weird, calling or seeing another pay-per-view take place a week after SummerSlam. I think they announced the next pay-per-view for the WWE's, I think, September 27th, unofficially. But, I guess we'll have to wait and see. They might throw another pay-per-view on next week. So we'll have to wait and see about that. But like I said, this is the WWE Payback 2020 prediction show. I'm going to run down the matches, give my thoughts on those, and then basically see if I can do better than I did last weekend. I didn't do too well as far as NXT TakeOver went. I think I went 3 for 3. And I think as far as WWE SummerSlam went, I might have went like 3 for 8 or 2 for 8 or whatever the case may be. But horrible predictions last week. So I'll see if I can make up for it this week. So like I said, 8 big matches taking place. One match on the kickoff show that is taking place live at 6 p.m. Almost said 5, but it's taking place live at 6 p.m. on the kickoff show. That is the Riot Squad, which is the newly reunited Liv Morgan and then obviously Ruby Riot there. So yeah, that is taking place, like I said, tonight at 6 o'clock. So interesting to see, the Riot Squad reform. Basically, it come down to them going their separate ways. I think when the WWE draft had happened, and then Sarah Logan, was looking at a new direction, ends up getting pregnant, and congratulations to her. And then all of a sudden, Ruby Riot goes her way and doesn't necessarily, do anything spectacular. While Liv Morgan, they try a completely new gimmick for her. Apparently, WWE Chairman Vince McMahon wasn't a big fan of it. And then basically, Paul Heyman was like trying to give her a chance. And then next thing you know, he gets ousted. So Liv Morgan back with Ruby Riot Squad, taking on, like I said, the Iconics. Should be interesting. Fact is, not sure what they're doing with either one of these tag teams. I think it's just a matter of, they've got 4 women who are all super talented, but they're, unfortunately, not, they're getting lost in the shuffle, so to speak. Hence the factor on the kickoff show. So fact is, I think when it comes down to it, do we see the Riot Squad, be something more than what they used to be? Do we see them challenge for the tag team championships? That's, it's going to be a wait and see as far as that goes. But anyways, like I said, I think the Riot Squad is going to take this, basically newly reformed. And the fact is, they've got, they need a tag team, to challenge again for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, based on the fact that Sasha Bailey and Sasha Banks and Bailey seem to be going their separate ways eventually. So we'll have to wait and see there. But prediction officially for the kickoff is the Riot Squad winning over the Iconics. From there, we get into the main show taking place at 7 o'clock tonight on the WWE Network. First match is newly announced Big E taking on Sheamus. I know they're attempting to do a lot more with Big E. Kofi Kingston sidelined, obviously Xavier Woods sidelined as well. Taking on Sheamus. Sheamus has seen, he has been world champion, United States champion. I don't think he's been IC champion, but stand corrected maybe. But the fact is, here's a guy who's been in the business seemingly forever, taking on Big E, who's never really gotten a singles push. He's been, I think, Intercontinental champion as well as I think U.S. champion as well. So, and obviously the tag team scene. But the fact is, he's never really got a big singles push. Is it because of the fact COVID's taken place and they don't really have a lot more talent, to be presented as faces on SmackDown? I don't know. Will he get the push? Will we see him world champion or challenging for the world championship? By the end of 2020, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But the fact is, they're giving him a shot. They're giving him a chance, so to speak. And because of that, I say Big E goes over Sheamus. Makes no sense at all to put Sheamus over. I mean, the last big feud he had was with Jeff Hardy. Obviously Hardy ended up winning on that. So with Sheamus and Big E and Big E's, potential push, I see Big E, no way in the world he's losing. So Big E is my winner for that one there. We go on next to Matt Riddle taking on King Corbin. If you've ever heard me on any kind of show I've ever done, I'm not a big fan of King Corbin. The fact is, he's a ratings killer, so to speak. Matt Riddle, I don't know if we're ever going to see him, have that full potential as far as WB goes. And the fact is, I don't think he's in great with Vince McMahon, so to speak. I know Triple H sees the potential in the guy, but the fact is, until Triple H can kind of take things over 100%, I don't think we're going to see some of these guys push properly. I think Matt Riddle is one of them. I think, as much as people are behind the guy, as much as he's super talented, I think King Corbin goes over in this one. Not happy about saying that. I'm not a big fan of King Corbin, but the fact is, you know what? It's WB land, and Vince McMahon, loves the big guys, and I think King Corbin's going to beat up on Matt Riddle in this one. We'll have to wait and see. But that is my official pick, King Corbin for the win in that one. Next match is the Mysterios. That's Dominic and his father Ray taking on Seth Rollins and Buddy Roberts. Buddy Murphy, just known as Murphy now. Anyways, when it comes down to this, I honestly wish they would take Rey Mysterio, put him on SmackDown, take Dominic, put him on SmackDown, take Murphy, put him back in the Cruiserweight division, put him on NXT, whatever the case is. Honestly, I cannot stand the Seth Rollins character right now. If you go on WWE.com, they've been throwing, flashback pics and stuff like that as far as who Seth Rollins used to be. I didn't mind the guy. He used to be a performer that was not annoying. You know what I mean? He was in a lot of main events and everything else and challenging for the championship. So the fact is, when it comes down to it, I hate his gimmick right now. So the fact is, how much longer is this going to take place? And, obviously with the whole eye injury angles to Rey Mysterio and Aleister Black and seeing where that's going to go with Kevin Owens over there. Fact is, I wish they would separate these guys, like leave Mysterios together, but take somebody like Seth Rollins, take somebody like Murphy, and have them go their separate ways and create a new character for Seth Rollins. I feel like he's being wasted right now. So, but they're switching things up. The ratings, obviously, a reflection of, a lot of the fans turning it off. Thunderdome, I think, has been a great thing for them. As far as bringing the ratings back up, but the fact is the character still sucks. So, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say the Mysterios win. I think, and maybe this will happen. Maybe Seth Rollins goes on a losing streak, so to speak. And because of that, he eventually has to change back into the old Seth Rollins character. So I didn't even think of that. So maybe that's going to be what's going to take place. But anyways, we'll have to wait and see. So Mysterios for the win in this one. And like I said, they need to take Murphy and put him back into NXT or move him over to SmackDown or whatever the case may be. Another feud which I wish would come to an end. So United States Championship on the line. Apollo Crews taking on Bobby Lashley. This is another one where it basically has been taking place for far too long, in my opinion. It was first Humberto Carrillo attempted to challenge Andrade for the U.S. Championship, and now all of a sudden it's like basically the same kind of storyline, so to speak, just with different actors. So I'm kind of annoyed with that as well. Not looking forward to seeing this continue. So I'm going to say this. I'm going to say Bobby Lashley takes the title, United States Championship, to the Hurt business, so to speak. And then basically maybe Lashley goes on to a feud with somebody else, hopefully. Apollo Crews is one of the most underrated guys WWE has. But the fact is, when it comes down to it, they just need to end this feud. So I think Lashley for the win. And, Apollo Crews, maybe switch him over to SmackDown as well. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that one too. So, like I said, Lashley for the win for the championship there. Next match, kind of confusing, but he's being thrown right into the main event scene right away after moving from NXT over to WWE Raw. We got Keith Lee taking on the Viper, the Legend Killer, the Apex Predator, all the nicknames in the world, Randy Orton. Not sure where they're going to go with this. Rumor has it that it was supposed to be Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton again, based on the finish that we saw at SummerSlam. But the fact is, I don't know what they're going to do with Keith Lee. If you watched or listened to episode number 2 of CWN Weekly, you would have heard my thoughts on Keith Lee and why they changed the music and the gimmick and everything else. But I don't know. Is he superstar potential? Is he going to be the flavor of the week? I mean, do they drop a guy like Keith Lee to Randy Orton immediately? And then basically there goes the success of Keith Lee, like right from the get-go. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say I'm going to say it's a double DQ. I'm going to go out on the limb. I'm going to say it's double disqualification between these two guys. It's kind of protects both guys. Keith Lee can continue on being the new big man on the scene as far as Raw goes, and Randy Orton still potential challenger for the WWE Championship and Drew McIntyre. So I'm going to say no winner, double DQ in that match there. And then we go on to the semi-main event, so to speak, and we've got the Sasha Banks, I got it right this time, and Bayley defending the women's tag team championships against Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. So in saying that, I'm going to say that what am I trying to say? The feud between Sasha and Bayley is going to continue burning behind the scenes, so to speak. They're already giving each other dirty looks. They're already making these shots with their comments and everything else goes. So I'm going to say this. I'm going to say they lose the tag team championships to Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Not sure where they're going to go with that. But like I said, you got the newly reformed Riot Squad on the other side. You've got other tag teams as well. So I'm going to say, they lose these championships. The only championship that they will have left is Bayley's, SmackDown championship there. And I see Sasha Banks going for that. So I see new champs for that one. And then potential feud, coming out with regards to Sasha Banks and Bayley. So new champs as far as the women's tag team champions go. And then finally, main event, you've got Universal Champion, The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, new champ at that, taking on Roman Reigns, the returning Roman Reigns, taking on the Monster Braun Strowman. Sure enough, I did episode 2 of CWN Weekly, and all of a sudden I get off to watch SmackDown. As I'm watching SmackDown, I'm kind of, multitasking, so to speak. So I'm working on the website, I'm listening to a podcast, I'm watching SmackDown. And then all of a sudden the end comes, and Roman Reigns is officially going to sign the contract that Vince McMahon had taken and gotten Adam Pearce to go get signed by these three guys in the main event here. And then next thing you know, he starts quoting this famous line that was said by Paul Heyman. I'm like, wow, that's kind of interesting. That's kind of weird. And then next thing you know, it's all of a sudden it's, hey, Ed says, love the background. Thanks, Ed. You can see your Piper book in the background there. But anyways, like I was saying there, all of a sudden Roman Reigns speaks a Paul Heyman quote, and all of a sudden we see Paul Heyman sitting right beside Roman Reigns, and then he barks off his own quote saying, believe that. And then next thing you know, it's like, holy crap, and that's the way it goes off the air. So anyway, long story short is this. I'm loving the fact if they've turned Roman Reigns heel. The fact is, from what I've read, he's going to be basically the strong heel on the SmackDown side of things. Bray Wyatt apparently is going to become a face. Braun Strowman's going to become a heel as well. Not a big fan of that. I don't mind Braun Strowman being a heel, but the Fiend is a face. Not sure I buy that at all, but we've seen Stranger Things, Mick Foley as Mankind, everything else is a baby face. So Undertaker as well. So maybe it'll play out. But anyways, I think when it comes down to it, I don't think you give the title to Roman Reigns yet. I don't want to see The Fiend as transitional champion once again. So I think what you do is you basically maybe have Braun Strowman screw over, so to speak. Roman Reigns, The Fiend gets the win, and then you have a potential feud between Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns because all of a sudden Roman Reigns backed at a WrestleMania, and then basically Braun Strowman took his spot, ended up beating Goldberg for the Universal Championship, and then basically there's a little bit of backstory and history there. So I think when it comes down to it, I think this leave the two to feud, and then basically maybe Royal Rumble time, which is still a couple months away, have the Fiend maybe lose to Roman Reigns then, and continue to build Roman Reigns as a strong heel. So I see that, like I said, the Fiend retaining, and basically I'm going to say that Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman start feuding as far as tonight goes. So those are my official predictions there. Like I said, Payback 2020 taking place live, 7 p.m. WWE Network. You've got the kickoff show taking place live, 6 p.m. WWE Network, as well as social media. And we'll be back immediately following, probably 10-15 minutes after the show has ended, to do CWN recap, and then we'll go down through the matches and the results and everything else as far as Payback 2020 goes. So that'll be about, I think I saw on the WWE Network they've got it listed for 3 hours. I can't see it going 3 hours, probably 9:30 ish. I can see it going off the air. So we'll be back probably 9:45. Probably the latest be 10 o'clock as far as the recap show goes. And like I said, we'll run down the matches as well as the results and everything else and any kind of highlights that took place. But that has been it. So this has been CWN Predicts WWE Payback 2020. You can check out the website, of course, cwnonline.ca for any kind of news and potential spoilers, as well as any of the hype going into feedback Payback 2020. You can reach us through email. That is feedback@cwnonline.ca. That is the best way to reach the website there. There is my official Twitter handle, so you can follow me on Twitter, Chris Maloney, CWN. And then basically, like I said, we'll be back right after the show tonight to do the highlights as well as the results and everything else. So, guys, it's been great. We'll see you in a couple hours. This has been Chris Maloney for CWN Predicts, and we'll see you in a couple hours from now. Enjoy the show. Hopefully, the Raptors are trying to catch up right now because last I saw the third period, so the third quarter was almost over, and they were down. So hopefully, they are making a comeback. So I'm going to sign off here and check that game out. But guys, like I said, about 9:30, 10 o'clock, we'll be back with the official results and everything else. So guys, thanks a lot. We'll see you soon. Okay.